So yeah, after Achan didn't listen, and he took on those garments and the spoil, man still say, Joshua said, remove from your house the accursed thing. Joshua go door to door. He send the men's out. They go door to door. They find out who got the stuff. Achan. Now watch this. This the part to get crazy. Now this is two, ending two. I mean 2 and 3 combined. But I wanted to finish it up. So they take on the spoil, right? Okay. So we got Achan. Okay, he the head of the household. He working. He cost Joshua 36 soldiers. You know, and this thing here. This is kind of a this listen to this. So Joshua, it wasn't that Joshua was a bad leader. Someone in the camp didn't follow suit. Achan. Not only was Achan a troubler, not only was he problematic for his community, not only did he get in the way of the assignment, not only was he greedy and selfish, he did not think that he was going to be held accountable. The Achan part, these Achans, I'm talking about in today's society, because there is no accountability required to survive in this day and time. Matter of fact, it's like this. It's required, but people aren't activating what we call common sense, thinking that what they say, we better than the program, or we bigger than the program. And Achan thought he was bigger than the program. Achan actually thought, hey, okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this step. Ain't nobody going to find out. Because even though we know what's wrong, right, it's in our mind sometimes because what? It's in our what? Right? What it say? When Adam, first man, sin come to the world and death by sin. Watch this. Adam, who we're part of, that's the carnal side of us that make us do the stuff that we do. Watch this. Achan assumed and he thought that he could get away. Okay. He goes out. Joshua send the men's out. They go door to door. I tell people, I've been telling you for a couple years now, be sure you're seeing to find you out. You know, I'll never exclude me. You know, I'm not bigger than the program. I thought I was when I was young. You know, but again, when you was a child, you speak as a child, you understand as a child, but when you become a man, not the gender, but the responsibility and the accountability. Right? Because if you don't start with you, then you'll never be true. Because you can't be true to yourself, you can't be true to nobody. Hello. So watch this. They go door to door, boom, find Achan. Not only did Achan get exposed, you ain't gonna hear what I'm going to tell you. You ain't gonna want to take what I'm going to tell you. Not only did Achan get exposed, but because what Achan did, it cost him his whole family. That's the point I was trying to get to you. And because Achan thought he was slick, Achan thought he was bigger than the program. And what Achan did when he stole them spoils, it brought damnation on his whole generation. And guess what Joshua had to do as the leader? Joshua had to go out and get Achan as an example. Not only Achan, his wife, his kids, the whole household, they got stoned. right? So what I was saying this morning in part one is that Achan was problematic. His name in Hebrew means troubler. In certain parts of India, they use that person, chief, is not in a positive way in some part. Achan, listen, he did what he did, but if we don't listen to Joshua's and if we don't expose the Achans, we're gonna keep having problems. We're gonna keep having YNs going here killing folks, right? But and in their defense, it's not their fault because we showing them that just because you got two balls and a chest and you bad enough to do it, you can do what you want with no accountability, right? You can act on impulse, that give you brownie points. But guess what? The brownie points ain't helping you because you killing a whole generation. Because guess what? It's almost like cancer. When you get cancer and they do surgeries, I've been told that when they do those major surgeries, the reason why they put those plastic things around so air won't hit, because if air hit, it spread. Right? So we got to contain the problem, get a solution to the problem, instead of bringing more problems to the problem. I'm just telling you, because guess what? When you keep your mouth closed, and I always tell people, when you keep your mouth closed, yeah, it feels good to, they say, I'm going to stay in my own lane. I don't want to get involved in that. I don't want to speak up. But then we got to raise a GoFundMe 4 or 5 years, maybe 4 months, maybe 4 days later, because we didn't hold someone accountable for their actions. You see what I mean? So what we got to do is we got to start containing the problem, these little Achans and the big Achans, and that's just, kind of crazy. How you doing? Good evening. I don't understand how we are so blind that we don't see that this world is crazy. How you doing? It don't make no sense to me. Well, it do make sense. I'm just thinking about, and it didn't take long for Joshua to pick up why they lost in battles. See, when we hold leadership accountable, and I get that, we should. But sometimes there's poison in the camp, and if we don't contain it and fix the problem, then eventually it affects that whole family because of what the head did, trying to be sneaky, trying to be greedy, misleading. And just because of what Achan did, it cost Joshua 36 men in battle, right? Oh, yeah, I'm good. And it gives us, it not only did it do that, but it also caused what was connected to Achan to be punished. And that's the point I was driving in this afternoon. And then we went another way because somebody asked a question. But the thing about it is, why wait until the problem gets to where it's at today? Who would have ever thought that we're in these United States of America and it would be like it is today? Who would ever think that this would be the new United States? Where politicians can go out and commit crimes and rape and do this crazy stuff and then not be held, accountable? I mean, who would have thought that you would have where there's no safe place that you could be? You can't go to the school. They're shooting schools up. You're not safe there. The politicians are not above the law, and that's that's the sad part. And then you can't go to church because they're shooting up the churches now. You can't even go to a hospital to get well because you're getting tricked, and at the end of the day, you're getting put in debt, right? You can't trust the government because they're too busy creating wars. You know, you can't be safe. You can't listen. You can't even go to the police station because you go there, they gonna kill you. So who can you trust besides God? You can't trust some of your kids because some of your kids want to kill you. Then you can't trust the parents because the parents is killing the kids. Right? We live in the capital. We are fucked. Why? Because everybody quiet. Because everybody got this thing in their head. I'm gonna stay in my own lane. That ain't none of my damn business. Yeah, okay. It ain't nobody's business until it happened to you. You know what I mean? You pay to be born, you pay to stay well, and you pay to die. Who would ever thought that you would be in a world where you can go and get in a car wreck? Hear me now, hear me. Watch this. This is real crazy. I talked about this earlier, and I didn't really get to get too deep into it because I had a minor on the line. But who would have thought that you would come to a place called United States where you can get in a car wreck, or you can have a surgery or something happen, and they put you on prescription pain medicine. Watch this. They put you on prescription drug pills. They don't sit down and explain to you, hey, this is what this pill's going to do. You know, they don't tell you the different levels of the pill. They don't try to wean you off the pill. You go back to your doctor, get a refill. Next thing you know, they give you a higher pill. Right? Then next thing you know, they send you to a pain specialist. You go to the pain specialist, and you start thinking like, oh, God damn, this feels good. And next thing you know, you get hooked. So you go from a legal prescription, you get hooked. The doctor get mad because, you know, the market going up, they making money, but they ain't making enough money. But you causing a problem because you coming back too much. Next thing you know, you labeled as a criminal. Now you addicted. Now it's a crime. So they give you the pill because you've been hurt. They don't school you on the pill. They don't tell you that eventually the only thing they tell you is this can be highly addictive and make you sign for it and show your ID when you go to the drive-thru. You heard them get you out the damn window. Then you get hooked on the pills, you know, the perks, the oxycodones, and all that. You know, and you get tired of the pill. They can't make no more money on the pill. Then you graduate to a more stronger heroin substitute. Then you get hooked on heroin. You know what I mean? So we got to figure out a way to get people to open their damn mouth and start holding these people accountable, because the business of today is lies, deceit, and corruption at the highest levels. And then they take it out on different communities because they know that the different communities, they talk a good game and they say, oh, we're going to overcome. Well, that's what they said about Martin. He's dead now. And everybody dreaming, ain't nobody waking up. You know what I mean? I'm getting tired of the world being ran like it's 1970 or 1968. This is well beyond those times. And if we keep doing that, then we're removing the people like Joshua's and Daniel's and, removing those people out of the equation, and we're replacing them with Achans. And, you know, that's just not acceptable to me. I think that it's going to come a time that if we're not careful, that we're going to force God's hand. And it's going to be just a terrible place. I'm just keeping it real. Because, you know, life is too short. Life is too short, because guess what? If you are in a position to where you are so quiet, you don't have a right really to speak up later, after the fact. Let me tell you why. Because so many times we have allowed this stuff to go on, and we turn our head thinking, "Oh, it'll die off." No, pretty much what happens is those seeds are planted. Now we got a new generation growing up like weeds, and guess what happened? We messed up. And the comment I just made, I appreciate you coming on, and it may be country, but you live in this country, and this country is fucked up because people like you make comments like that. You don't want to listen. Y'all think that's cute. Go. I'm a Browns fan too. Go Browns. Cuyahoga County. And the thing is, what's so crazy? You got more blacks in Cleveland. You should retract that statement. You got more blacks in Cleveland, and you got more corruption going on in Cleveland and Columbus. And you got to be a person of color to make that comment. See, that's the problem that we having. We're not showing out. We giving information. That's what's wrong with us colored folk. Because, a black man come on the line and give you some information, that's showing out. But I go out here and push dope in my community, that's cool. I'm getting paid. I'm hustling. I'm grinding. See what I'm talking about? We systematically, I tell you what, I'm almost 60. Let's put it like that. I'm well beyond 50. So my thing is, why are we so quiet? We complain about the stuff we do, but why don't we get and talk about it? See, I do this free. You know what I mean? I try to give back to the community, not only by being a moral person, but giving information. Very much so. So what I'm saying is, how is it that, the school system I grew up in, it ain't the same. You hear me? You hear me? You couldn't talk to your teacher the way you do now. Matter of fact, the teacher would beat your ass from the time you started school. Then when you got home, you got your ass whooped again. You hear me? You know what I mean? Everybody know me. I'm a lover of music. It's obvious. You look at my shorts. I love all kind of music. You know what I mean? I DJed for several years. I love music. But guess what? The music even changed. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I ain't knocking it. But the music today sends out so many subliminal messages. It had me out here doing some wild shit. This music today had me doing some crazy stuff, good and bad. You know what I mean? The message is, the OJs came up with a song. OJ's from Cleveland, Shaker Heights. There's a message in the music. And it is. There's certain music you can listen to riding down the street, man, and you can be mad and just calm you down and ease you riding down the street. There's certain music when you ready to turn up, you know what I mean? And you riding down, hey, you ain't gonna do it then, but you got to do something to do it now. So I'm talking about, because you can make a difference there in Cleveland. You know what I mean? It ain't gotta be my method. Use your method. But it's time for us to start speaking up, because we got these so-called civil rights activists in our communities, and obviously they ain't doing shit because people still killing people. No, they used to tell me when I was younger, I looked like Nipsey Russell. Nipsey Russell, I've been called Nipsey Russell. When I'm shaved real clean, I've been called LeBron James. I've been called, older people, older, back in my era, but Nipsey he was on the whiz. I'm too small to look like OJ. OJ was a big dude, I've even been told Wilt Chamberlain, because this grows out real thick. I just keep it low, but I've even been told Wilt Chamberlain. I've been told a whole bunch, you know what I mean? But make a long story short, you can make a difference there in Cleveland, man. I'm telling you, because Cleveland needs some help. We got some black and brown folks down there in Cleveland that really could use some inspiration down there. Because let me tell you something, like I just told you, you're not safe in church no more. You're gonna get the church gonna get shot up, or you're gonna get raped in church, and they definitely stealing your money. And then if you go to the hospital, you're not safe there because people going in hospitals killing people. This is like a walking mafia zone. You think like they say the yo. You think that you. Let me tell you how it works by opening your mouth. Do like I did. Now this channel has been here 10 years. Now, in another life, I pastored a church, and I had the YouTube, I had Facebook, and this YouTube channel was part of my church. When I left the church world alone, I didn't want to lose the channel, so I started my channel from scratch, and just kept it not for profit, and just get on and just speak, unfiltered truth. Do a lot of exposures, but I do unfiltered truth. That's what I do here. But make a long story short, this world is just a different place, but you got to speak up. You know what I mean? If you want to do it for monetary, that's you. My vibe, I just feel like, you should never have to pay for the truth. Everything else in life got a tag on it. You shouldn't have to pay for the truth. I've been consistently doing this on here the last 4 years, and I'm just now really starting to get some emotion on it because basically what I've been telling folks is factual. This is all systematic shit we dealing with, but it's out of control. You know what I mean? If you got Facebook, I started out on Facebook, doing it on Facebook. Get your topic you want to talk about, or just do like I do. Just something come to your mind, you come on live. I'm retired now, so I just go on live when I feel like it. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. Some mood I'm raising hell. Some mood I might be crying. Some mood I'm definitely going to tell you the damn truth. But some days I take it all the way to 10. And I'm ready. I'm on that type of time. But sometimes trauma and different things bring that out. You know what I mean? But I just listened and watched, the different generations, how they've grown, and the differences in the generations and how they adapt. And, everybody has a message. You got to find your niche and your method to get that message across. And it works for me. My following is ages, I think 40 to 60. I recently started getting a lot of younger people coming in, but Facebook, it kind of go in and out. It depends on what I'm talking about, but they talked about Noah biblically. They talked about Noah. It took Noah all them years to build an ark, but guess what? The rain came, and those that didn't believe, they drowned. I was telling people, this afternoon. Now, I don't know about slavery. I can't relate to that. When I hear people talking about that, and I'm not being funny, I kind of turn a deaf ear to that because there's no way I'm going to relate to that. But I can relate to racism. You know what I mean? Whether it's, white on black, Chinese, whatever, or black on black. No, I'm not Buster Douglas fan, but I'm from that end of town. Buster Douglas was from the Terrace. I'm from the North End. I'm from Linden, South Linden, South Monk, whatever you want to call it, North Linden. Buster was from Windsor Terrace, which is on Cleveland Avenue. It was all, it's called Rose something now. But what disappointed me about Buster was, after he won that fight and got all that popularity, in my personal opinion, because I don't have no paperwork on this, I don't believe in hearsay, but I'm going to say this. It was told to me that he was supposed to have done something. And right back, they had a statue right there on Main Street of him leaning like this, something he's supposed to be building years ago when he fought after he won that Tyson fight, and I ain't seen nothing done to it. So I don't know what Buster's doing. I don't know what he's doing. I know that he's still a legend in his own right, but Buster could have done, uh, and it's not that he was required to, but when you speak on stuff, that's why I don't expect celebrities to do, for their community because they get a whole bunch of money. But if you speak it out of your mouth, then that makes it your word. Now, I don't know what he's done. Like I said, I'm not a Buster's fan, so I don't know. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Crown Apple. That's what I drink. Or I drink Crown Straight. It just depends what kind of mood I'm in because I don't like Coca-Cola. My daddy drank Crown, but he drank the purple bag. I drink the green bag. But I don't think that it's wise, that we, remain quiet. No, I don't do moonshine. I can drink it, but I don't. Moonshine bring it a side out of folks. Sometimes it's not, it's just not good, and I know my limits. You know what I mean? I stay away from that shit. Now you know what? Now I like RC Cola, but watch this. That's the old school pop. Now watch this. Now that RC Cola, I like it ice cold because RC Cola go flat real quick. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, back in the 70s, that's the only good pop really. Is you drinking that or Fago or Shasta. Remember Shasta? Yeah, y'all folks know about that Shasta, man. You drink the pop we was drinking back when we was kids. It was real pop. I mean, this stuff now is straight sugar. Now I'm addicted to Mountain Dew. I like caffeine-free Pepsi too. That kind of remind me of RC Cola. Caffeine-free Pepsi. You know what I mean? And I think for everybody that came on now, let me get back to the topic at hand. So basically, that's what you do. You got to find your own method to make a difference. You know what I mean? But if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. You can't have step. That's the problem I got with these mainstream activists. They only show up on the scene when one of your family members get killed or somebody of the opposite persuasion do something to you. That's the only time they show up. You should be actively 24/7, 365 trying to make a difference in your community if you say that you love your community. That's all I'm saying. But instead, we go get our bag and then we leave the community, which I understand in some cases because there's jealousy, envy, and people that you come up with. Them are the people that usually come at you. It's never a stranger. Trust and believe. And if it is a stranger, it's because someone on the inside gave the stranger the intel on how to get to you. That's always how it worked. Jesus had 12 disciples. One of them was a devil. And he knew it, but he didn't kick the man to the curb. He kept the devil close to him. He just told the devil, whatever you're going to do, just do it quick. Get over with. I know what you're doing. Don't think, hey, listen, don't think because this bad eye is messed up that this good eye don't hear you, don't see you. And if I can't see you, I definitely can hear you. And if I can't hear you, I definitely can smell you. Come on now. Taste and see. This is good for you. It's good information. So what you do is you go ahead and you got to make things happen that is going to be what? Consistent. And it's going to be not only consistent, but it's got to be truthful and factual. See, because one thing about this social media piece and these, different platforms that people are afforded the opportunity to have is that a lot of the stuff is not factual. And if you don't have discernment, and you don't have enough common sense to look and research stuff that come out of people's mouth, then this is why the world is in the way it is, because we just assume that because someone's old enough to know that they know and they really don't know. I'm just trying to help you, So, it's all about facts. And I get back to my exposure mode, one of these days. I don't know when it just comes on me sometime and I just got to do it. But it is what it is. But the fact of the matter still remains. It doesn't negate the fact that we have to start holding people accountable. And we got to start being responsible with what? Our actions. Because if you're not responsible and you're not accountable for your actions, guess what? You don't know who's watching you. I tell people all the time now, you don't know who's watching you. But guess what? Now, some people watching you and learning what they shouldn't be. You don't want that. You want people to look at you and say, this is what I would desire to be. You know what I mean? We got people in our own communities that we could be looking up to. You know what I mean? I tell you the best way to get back to your community, go to a nursing home once a month. Any nursing home. Go to a nursing home once a month and just visit the people in the nursing home. They got a community place in there. You call the nursing home ahead of time. You know what I mean? And you let them know when is there like activity or community day. And then you go into the nursing home and you go out and visit the sick. That's a great way, especially for a young man, young lady to learn how to get back and how to learn. Because guess what? Some of those people that are in those homes have been forgotten about. And you'll get a wealth of information and knowledge. People of age, seasoned people. I'm talking about people that have been here before. Hear me? You know what? I'm going to tell you a story. But it's not a story. You know, it's just, just something. I never was the type of person that hung around people my age. I always hung around old people. Let me tell you why. Because sometimes experience is what gets you on the journey. And I tell people all the time, I don't get caught up in the age part because age is a number. I know people my age that is dumber than a box of rocks. And I know people well beneath my age that are well advanced beyond years. It just happens like that. Alea said it best, age ain't nothing but a number. But experience is the tool to get you on your journey. And I would go to nursing homes when I was able. I went out to nursing homes when I was driving, different things like that. I would go to nursing home all the time. Visit the sick. And it wasn't the thing that I was doing be seen, but that's the moral thing to do. Because one day, age going to catch up to you. You know what I mean? So you can get back to your community in many different ways. We can start there. You know what I mean? I used to tell people, people use it as a church cliche, and it's really not church. It's really just facts. You have to be mission minded. You know what I mean? And those people, you'd be surprised what a visit does to some of these people in the nursing home. Last year, I went on some call it rants, but I went on a hell rant. There used to be some older church people that a lot of, in my opinion, church folks forgot about. And I never forgot about those people. And I would go see those people in the nursing homes during the Columbus area. And you'd be surprised, you give people hope. People, they may be going through Alzheimer's, maybe going through cancer, or their family just might have got to the point where they couldn't take care of them and they just put them in a home. You know what I mean? But that's a way to give back. That's a way to give back to your community. You got to, and you can't do it to be seen. You just got to be seen doing it. You ain't hearing me? So, but the problem we have is, I don't think people mind doing it. I think people do it the shortcut way. Now watch this. Now man, you about to make me have some flashback. You gonna make me start clouding. Now, remember the song? I drink Kool-Aid for my family. Da-na-na-na-na. I make picture after picture. Da-na-na-na-na. I make Kool-Aid for my family. You remember that? and then the big motherfucking picture jar run through there. Oh yeah, bust through that. I used to drink Kool-Aid. But the Kool-Aid now is not the Kool-Aid when I was a kid. It ain't the same. It is not the same. The Kool-Aid ain't the same, and the Hawaiian Punch ain't the same. The only thing is the same when I was a kid is the Tahitian treat. That ain't never gonna change. Yeah. That used to be the hood pop back in the day, Tahitian treat. But that, some of young folks just got hip to that back in the 90s. But that pop been out for years. That Tahitian treat, Kool-Aid, RC Cola. You remember Little Kings? Cleveland. I didn't like Tang. My grandma used to like Tang and that Sunny Delight. I didn't like that shit either. No, I never really been an orange juice guy. I'll take it back. My stepdad, when my mom married him, for some reason they started drinking that orange juice with the pulp in it. Randall Romero. Randall. I got a cousin named Romero. We call him. Well, I never called him Romero. I always call him Junior. That way we called him. Yeah. Saint Delight and vodka. That ain't even a screwdriver because Saint Delight ain't orange juice. I do got a cousin named Romero. His name is Romero Miller. Yeah, they grew up on the South End. That's my first cousin. I ain't lying. Yeah. Saint Delight and vodka. Now, when I was younger, I drank clear liquor. That's what's so crazy. Your body changes when you get older. I'd never drank dark liquor until probably when I probably turned 40. I used to drink Tanqueray or vodka or gin. Yep. When I was DJing the club, I was drinking gin. Yeah. And I was sinning too. Vodka, vodka's all right, but when I used to drink a lot of vodka used to just make me feel weird the next day. You know what I mean? Vodka would just make me feel real weird, and I didn't like vodka. No problem. Anytime. Vodka, I didn't like it, but Crown is smooth. I'll drink any brandy. I like brandy, whiskey. I like, but I'll drink Crown. I'll drink Paul, but I like Crown. I really do. It's smooth, and but I like that Crown apple. That's real good. It's real smooth too. But I make my own. Sometimes I get some straight brandy or whiskey or whatever. I take and pour it in my decanter, and then I'll take some apple flavor and put it in there and shake it up and make my own. I don't do no rum. Rum got me in a bad situation back in 97. And I don't even want to even think about that night, but it was a bad night. It was 151 Bacardi. And it got me in a bad situation with this chick. And I don't want to even remember that. Almost cost me my life. And rum. Now rum, rum in my opinion is not a yeah, I don't know. What about that rum? It did something to you. You know. What I used to this is old school cat that I used to sit chat with years back. He used to drink scotch and milk. Yeah, he used to drink scotch and milk. Mm-hmm. Sure enough did. But make a long story short, we can make a difference. With Cleveland can really use some help. Hey, how you doing there? Tavell, I don't know what my glasses are. Travell Montgomery, bless your heart. But you got to find your own method to make a difference. You know what I'm saying? Because these young ones, they really look up to us. They really do. Sometimes we can't articulate what we try to say to them because the generation has such a huge gap. And things have changed so drastic now. I was laughing with somebody the other day, just joking, but it's the truth. Everybody that was really quote unquote gang banging back in the day, they they done made out the hood. They commentators now. They content creators. They doing this and that now. And I don't know. All I know is I do what I do to make the difference the way I do it. And obviously it's working, you know, uh, you know, and I just I just try to do it, the best way I can do it. Uh Sometimes we have gifts and instead of using the gift, we let it lay dormant and then we want to wait and give the good man sloppy second. I don't want to do that. I want to keep being consistent doing what I'm doing. If people catch on to it, they do. If they don't, I'm not gonna stop because they're not feeling the way it's coming. It just come how it come. As long as it's true, that's all that matters to me. 'Cause that's one thing gonna set you free. Hello, talk to him, and that's all I'm about. I'm about the truth. I don't give a damn about no antics. I really don't give a damn how people feel about it because if I'm giving you something for free, how dare you complain on how I give it to you? As long as it's truth and it's positive, you shouldn't be complaining. Because I tell you what, we damn sure ain't complaining about the damn government doing us the way we doing. They doing us, and you damn sure ain't going to these police stations, banging their doors down for killing our kids, and getting away with it. You ain't doing none of that. So I don't give a damn about none of that. You ain't get mad at the gangbangers for going up there doing drive-bys and pushing dope in your community. That stuff normal. And the new norm is lie, deceit, and destruction. And no one held accountable for it. You hold somebody accountable for it, they call you what? A narc, a snitch, you soft, you weak. No, you gotta speak the fuck up, or our neighborhood is gonna be totally destroyed and taken over by criminals, being helped by politicians because they getting paid to gaslight you to act like a damn fool. And then they scare you, especially those that don't know your constitutional rights. How you doing, Mr. Birch? You can then they try to trick you because a lot of people don't read. You know, Somebody asked me one day, said, man, you be getting on there talking crazy about these politicians. Let me tell you something, because I know my constitutional rights. I know my Bill of Rights. I know what I can and can't say, and I know what I will say. You know what I mean? Because when you start watering shit down, people ain't gonna receive that. People are tired of diluted shit. They need some unfiltered shit and people that's bold and consistent enough to put out here in this algorithm. I'm just telling you how it is. So I'm not a blogger. I'm not. I just hey, this is real life. I get on live when I feel like it. Other than that, I'm doing jokes and doing music on my shorts. Check them out. They're pretty funny to me. But it's a message in everything I do. So if you watch the shorts real closely, it's always tied into something that's going on. Music, most of the music is old school, but I got some new school in there, because I like that. I like the hip hop. I always did like hip hop, but I kind of like my own style of music. I kind of like the hip hop that's got the, kind of the R&B, you know, kind of what they call mashup or whatever they call them in the back. Kind of like that back in the day kind of groove. Kind of what I like. But with an urban swing to it. Like kind of like that. Mm-hmm. What I'm talking about. So basically, we talked about Achan yesterday and today, and I wanted y'all to get that piece. Watch it, part 1 and 2, and this is kind of 2, 3, and then we'll be done with that. And then we'll be talking about something else, as I feel led to come on live. But you can make a difference in your community in different ways, and you got to speak up, but you got to hold people accountable. First, you got to hold yourself accountable, work on you, and then when you work on you, then you can start going out and because your first work start at home. We can't get big nigga syndrome, and then we out here doing all this shit and the home base fucked up. No, you got to take care of home first, and then when you get the home front straight, then you go out here, and then you can start mandating some change because uh these people are getting paid with our tax dollars to do a job, and they're not doing it. They actually getting paid to sit on their ass and make irrational decisions on our tax dollar. This is how it works. And that's only works that way because, we've been hoodwinked and bamboozled to think that we ain't got no rights. And if you know your constitutional rights, while we got one, then you use it and you enforce it, especially against the police, because they don't even know the law. You know what I mean? The same qualification to be a damn prison guard is the same as the police. GED, high school diploma, no felonies. You can do it. You can get the job. And the difference is in the streets, you get to carry a gun. You can blow somebody's damn brains out and get away with it, get acquitted, and nothing happens, right? But if you do something, that's a crime. Politicians do shit. Police do some weird shit. Preachers, they do some weird shit. It's oversight. We didn't notice that. We apologize. Make it a great day. No, we're gonna make it a great day for you. We're gonna get you the hell up out of office. What I'm talking about? So, we got to quit talking the talk, and you got to walk the walk. We got a whole bunch of talking, and the bad thing about it, a lot of folks doing a whole bunch of talking, but they talking to themselves. They talking to somebody. Sam Franklin said they talking to somebody that ain't in there, and they got a whole bunch of sense. But some folks just ain't got common sense, and common sense says speak the fuck up, and you got to quit being so damn quiet. And Cleveland could really use some help down there. I know it. They just had a big bust in August, Medicaid fraud. Cleveland and Columbus. You know what I'm talking about? So, we got to start, meeting more than, just behind the wall. It was told to me, and I'd never been to prison, but it was told to me that people in Cleveland don't even talk to folks behind the wall. I was told, I don't know. Or Cincinnati, however that works. That's sad. This is a state. We ought to all be getting along, working together, because they tricking us to do some crazy shit. And I'm not going to be the one to fall for it. No, I ain't gonna be able to do it. 88 counties, and they running this damn state like we in California, and we ain't nowhere as big as California. And they got all this corruption shit going on, and we sit back and we complain when all we gotta do is speak the fuck up. And teach our young men and women how to speak up. Quit acting on impulse. Because these YNs ain't going to hit. They not listening like we had to listen when we was kids. They going to do what they going to do. And then we got to feel that the government going to make you feel guilty. Like it's your fault. And then you going to have to pay for what your kids are doing. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you. I'm just trying to help you. That's all. Listen. The truth will set you free. When you speak up, you'll make a difference. I'm here to tell you, I don't care how much opposition you go against. People respect the truth. They ain't going to tell you that. People ain't got no boldness no more. I've been doing this shit consistently. Whether it's cussing folk out, calling folk out, I don't give a damn what organization it is, church folk, mammies, daddies, cousins, sisters, brother. I don't give a damn. If you ain't about the right thing, you got to stay the fuck away from me. We got enough going on in society than be turning our head, letting this shit go on, because we teach the people that's around us do the same damn thing. Next thing you know, you got a whole clique of folk turn their head, and you got little ditties growing up, and motherfucking Jay-Z's and all these other, and these are just celebrity folk. We got these same demonic mind folk right in our communities, and we let that shit go on because that's cool. But somebody tell the truth, they crazy. Like I told you, they call Noah crazy. And Noah didn't even start having kids till he was 500. He had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So what we doing is we are systematically teaching the younger generation it's okay, do what the fuck you want to do. Don't worry about it. My baby didn't do that, but your baby out here pushing dope. Matter of fact, he got it from you because you was pushing dope when you was young. And the next thing you know, you raising a dope boy, a junior kingpin. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Appreciate that. It's free anytime. Appreciate you. Appreciate the support. You got to speak. We got to speak up. You know what I mean? But what we want to do is we want to wait till the drama jump off. And then you have a good evening. And then when the drama jump off, then that's what we like. We like to fuel all that negative shit going on. See, we get a kick out of finesse and all these dudes beefing and all this shit. And whether it's a show or whatever it is, it's not positive energy that's going out. I shoot little shots and say little shit about some of these mainstream celebrities and shit like that. But these are our people, black and brown people. And we get hyped off that. Much as I love Pooh Shiesty, that little brother, if somebody don't get a positive camp, don't get around that young man, he's setting himself to go right back to the damn joint. We were talking about part 2 earlier. We were talking about Lil Durk. At one point, Lil Durk had an estimated wealth of $40 million. All because you supposedly want some get back for your friend that allegedly you had killed anyway. Keep on. All over some colors and sets. And what's so bad about that situation is when you're in the street like that and you try to turn positive, the objective for the people is to protect the prize, which would have been Durk. Keep him out of it. If you want to go out and slide, do your slide. But what happens is you start fueling that information out and that venom. Yeah, you change your life around, but you still got people that's going to ride or die for you, and you done created that drill music. Did a whole bunch of damage. And I like some of it, but it caused a lot of damage. A lot of these young men and women caused a lot of talented people to be on dope, to be out here killing each other. Because like I said, there's a message in the music. This music that go out sometime, get these young men fueled up, and this new dope and stuff that they doing now is not the same. We used to trip off, speed and LSD and acid strips. And, we used to trip off of huffing. When I was in high school, we was huffing. We take, we was inhaling, spray paint, the spray paint fume. We was huffing out of, we was doing all kind of weird shit. People were taking joints and dipping them in embalming fluid. When we was getting fucked up, shrooms and, all kind of psychedelic shit we was doing, but guess what? The shit they doing now? They giving you pills and you taking they real, and next thing you know, you done OD because they done put some damn fentanyl or something in them. Now you tell me how that work out. You tell me how people are getting a surgical anesthesia, which is what it is, but no, they use. They put you under. And this shit gets out in the street like that. Somebody at the top in the government or not, pharmaceutical, whatever, is letting that shit out. Yeah, you can subscribe. It's free. Subscription's free. You can subscribe. Hey, yeah. Soon as you can subscribe, you subscribe, yeah, sure. Tell your friends, like, share, and subscribe. It's free. But, how does that work out? Right? Then we cry and complain about it. God just help you with the solution. The solution is speak the fuck up and do something about it. Because guess what? When you quiet and you ain't got no voice, they think that you ain't got a voice because you chose not to have the voice, and then you got a community that's all fucked up, and then we pointing fingers. No, he did not. No. You have a right to speak the fuck up. You know what I mean? That's why I can cuss out Richard Michael DeWine and the Attorney General and the police and all these old crooked ass other people out here in the damn communities. Because why? Because they've shown us that as long as you don't speak the fuck up, they're going to do what the fuck they want to do. And they're going to cram shit down your throat and pass legislation, right? To keep you confined, blinded, and bamboozled. And then they put this weird ass news on to keep you distracted, all this other weird shit to keep you distracted of what the real problem is. And that's for them to get paid. They make more money on you being confined than you being free. You ain't hearing me. You ain't hearing me. Are you hearing me? Are you hearing me? They make more money off you being behind bars. They want you to make you think you're making all the money while you pushing the dope and you driving the cars, and you got the rims, and you get this is after what time? Is it after dark? Oh yeah, we well after 1. And you out tricking, you at the strip clubs dropping dollars, you know what I mean? And I'm just telling you, hey, I'm gonna tell you, it's old men like me that's paving the way for you. Must be a young man, for young men like you, because I'm gonna tell you one thing, there's a lot of bullshit going on because everybody quiet. If everybody was retired and open their damn mouth like I do, for free, no political backing, nobody, sitting around, paying me on what to say. You know what I mean? The world would be a better place. But we'll listen to some Toms that's quiet, and the only time they show up is when your kids get killed or when your civil rights have been supposedly violated, and you got people in your own community that won't even speak up for you. Matter of fact, most of you won't even speak up for yourself because y'all label people like me crazy. Like I said, they called Noah crazy. It took Noah all them years to build a damn ark, but when he built it, guess what? God gave him the command to get them animals in the damn ark, and when them animals got in there, the door closed. And everybody that criticized, like some of you that do, they drown. Because what? We've normalized lies and bullshit. See, an old school cat like me get on here and say shit like this, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? But let me get I started out, I had boomerang mics, I had all the props and everything. When I start calling out corruption and exposing folk, people want to hear that. I'm going to give you a prime example. I got some shorts. I want you to look at the list of shorts that I've done for the last couple of years. Right? Even as recent as January, I got a short on there of me robbing a liquor store. I immediately got over 500 views in less than 30 seconds. It's probably well over, it's about almost 2,000 now. And about 20, 30 likes probably, maybe more than that now. I got another one of me at a cash register cussing somebody out. I got views like crazy. You start calling out corruption, calling out these crooked preachers, calling out corruption, all this other bullshit, people don't want to hear that. When I was going live, and I did a what they call a survey on my channel, on myself. I went out on a rampage one time, saying all kind of wild ass crazy shit. Man, I'm talking about my chat and my public views, 50, 60. Sometimes I'd be on there, man, my subscribers would go boom, 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 boom. You start talking about some real issues and some real exposure and stuff like that. People don't want to hear that live. They'll watch it, but they don't want to see it live because a lot of the people that's watching it live, they're the ones that's complicit. So watch this. It proved the point. When you put negative shit out in the algorithm, bam, that shit go viral. That's not my desire. My desire is just to enlighten folks. What you, the information's on you. Yeah, they hate when you expose them, especially when it's factual and ain't nothing ever here been alleged. And I still got stuff posted about folk that, I know the law. So I know what defamation is. I know what slander is. And I know that when you getting on social media, if you don't know what the fuck you talking about, you can get your ass sued and killed. Just keep it real. And sometimes you get killed for telling the truth, which I don't give a damn. I'm at the age now, I've come to realize we born to die. So that's an anticipation every day. And it should be for anybody. You should always be prepared, because when you're not prepared, that's when you fuck up. When you ain't got a plan, I used to always tell people like Hannibal used to say there on damn 18. I love when a plan come together. You know what I mean? So yeah, they hate when you expose them, and that's why the good man upstairs have given me the success that I've had on this channel, and it's not because I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world. No, I have to wake the fuck up and realize that if you keep going with the status quo, you ain't really gonna make it. Somebody got to speak the fuck up. And sometimes, you got to do what you got to do to go against the norm. And when you do that, it causes friction. When you got a whole bunch of friends and you got folks that everybody around you agreeing with you, then you ain't doing shit. I'm here to tell you. When you start facing opposition for what come out your mouth, you're on the right track. You offending somebody, you being effective, and it's doing what it's supposed to do. Because even in a healing process, you're going to feel some discomfort because you got healing. So it's just like telling the truth. When people start telling the truth, most people that don't want the truth deflect from it and they run from it. See, one thing about me, I don't run from trouble. You know what I mean? I face it head on. That's the only way you're going to get through it. We got enough folks that have been running. And then when they die, we put all kind of roses and stuff on their casket like they've been doing so much shit. Then you find out they had 15 side babies. They was beating their wife. They was doing shit to their kids. That's what I'm talking about. That's those time leaders I'll be talking about. You know what I mean? So, I know that's right. Whatever that means. I mean, I don't know what that means. But, Big Hammer, I don't know what that. Oh, I mean, I don't know what that means. Break it down. I mean, this is after dark, so we talk about everything here. So whatever that means. How you doing, Miss Courtney? Courtney Wall 69. That must be somebody from one of these OnlyFans pages or something. I don't know what that's all about, but God bless your heart anyway. I tell you that. I tell you what though. Yeah, people don't like exposure. Why you think Jay-Z and them getting so nervous? Let's jump on that real quick. Because they already know that at the end of the day, that it's going to be a problem. Oh yeah, it's going to be a problem. Sure enough. Yeah, it's going to be a problem. And if we're not careful, we're going to fuck around and fall into a goddamn death grip in this nation. And it's going to be a sad day. It's so dangerous now, everybody now really hate the United States. Everybody hate us right now. And these other countries, they pretty much hate us. We ain't even safe to travel in certain places because they want to kill us. And I pray every day. I'm being real with you. I mean, I ain't worried about the world coming to an end because ain't nobody gonna be able to do that but God. But it's fucked up that you got all these goddamn sleeping cells gonna be jumping off here pretty damn soon. I'm telling you, y'all think it's a joke. Y'all think it's a goddamn game. This shit the government doing, starting these wars and all this bullshit. This shit is affecting people. And you got a lot of these people that are migrating over here that they still loyal to their countries. Let some shit really jump off over in goddamn Iran and Israel. And watch what happens. I promise you, it's going to be some shit on our own goddamn soil. It's going to be fucked up. You know what I mean? And I got teeth. I've had major surgery. I got teeth that's sitting in my bathroom. I just don't wear them. I'm still having some mouth problems. So, I ain't learned how to eat with them. I only wear them when I go in public. When I'm out, I wear them. I got brand new goddamn teeth. I just don't wear them. Veneers at that. We have fun right now. You are here. Hey, the war already here, honey. I don't know who you are, but talk to me. What you talking about? Oh, these people crazy. Shit, this is what I be talking about. You try to talk about some positive shit, and people want to, because after dark, people used to be talking crazy after dark. Now people want to have threesomes tonight. I ain't got a problem with it. Y'all know where I'm at. Inbox me, theuprightstone@gmail.com. We'll set something up. How about that? Trinity, vesting, whatever. Hey, however you want to do it, it works out for me. But what I'm saying to you is this world is fucked up. And I think it's crazy that we've got ourselves in a position to where we turn our heads so goddamn much. We got so much weird shit going on. I mean, it's crazy. I'm gonna give you a prime example. We was talking about uh some social shit couple months ago. And we was talking about the content creators. That's what we was talking about. We talked about the content creators a couple months ago. We talking about how these women now they becoming so aggressive now on social media. The content creators they becoming so aggressive now because after that 2 year cap, they trying to make all the money they can make. Because most of these women, man, let me tell you something. Now I'm gonna tell you. Now we're gonna go into this mode. We got some people here that seem like I don't know. We're gonna give them a few minutes of fame here. I'm gonna help them out. Now, I used to be a content collector. Okay, let me tell you how this game works. For those that don't know and think they really hustling, and you're really hustling backwards. These people are out here being real aggressive, getting all this content out on all these different sites and different things, making their money. Most of these women and men's, they got all these kids and all these bills. They're trying to catch up because the government grade shut everything down. Section 8, you got a 2 year cap. A lot of these women that's out here as content creators, they got 3 and 4 kids, 5 kids, some of them. They need security. They need some money because after Section 8 and shit come up, they gotta, man, you know what they gotta do? They gotta get on there, man. Fifth Ward. You from Texas? Fifth Ward Blue. You from Texas? Oh, okay. No response. So, they get all this down. They're getting all this money in this country because they got 2 year capital Section 8. Yeah, and then they're making you work now to get your food stamps. My people from Houston. My daddy lived in Missouri City. My people from Shepherd. I got people in Dallas. I got the Charles family. My uncle, I got an uncle that passed there, Rose Terrace. He retired. Dr. Era Charles. I got cousins that cut hair, Roderick Charles, Benson Charles, Dallas. So yeah, I'm hip. I got Texas to me. Yeah. So make a long story short, but matter of fact, my uncle Freddie's from Third Ward, I think. No, he's from Fifth Ward. Ain't that where Clyde from too? Clyde Drexler? I heard none of that food down there in that. My daddy do live in Missouri City. My dad's name is Benny Charles. My daddy live in Missouri City. Missouri City is right outside of Houston. Where's my daddy's picture at? You say you from Missouri City? My daddy right here. Look this man up. Him and his wife. Yeah. Okay. My daddy do that. I don't give a damn who you heard of. My dad is from Shepherd. He got remarried to his second wife. This woman right here. She owns a fitness center somewhere in Texas. My dad live in Missouri City. He do. I got my uncle. My uncle Junior. He live on what's that? Ocote. I forget how you pronounce that street. Ocote. My uncle live right there. Live in Houston. My uncle Freddie. I got Uncle Terry. I got. Well, if you from Houston or you from Shepherd, then you know the Charleses or you know the Punches. I don't gotta lie about my people, nigga. Whoever you are. Yeah, I got a cousin in Houston. Got a cousin down there, Scoop. Yeah, so I don't need to lie. One thing about me, we don't lie on this page. So if you really from Texas, I ain't gonna call nobody. You say you from there. Don't come here with no negative energy, nigga. I don't know you. You call them. You say you from there. Matter of fact, call my brother. He's a co-anchor NBC in Columbus, Ohio. Call him. This is crazy. People come on here be talking crazy. I don't know what y'all be talking about. Matter of fact, back to what I was talking about. We get on here and we do all this, they do all this content, they pushing up on you, send you all this stuff inbox. You go to X, you got this, you got all these different sites. And next thing you know, it's a bad situation. I'm not from Houston. I'm from Ohio. I say my people's from Texas. You know what I mean? I'm not banned from nowhere. I ain't no street nigga. You must be. You know what I mean? You must be Mr. Fifth Ward. So I mean, this is not this is not what this is over here. All right. And if you in Missouri City, then you banned. Who talking crazy? We talking about that's what's wrong with colored folk. How's that talking crazy? You hear anybody talking about anything violent? We educating people. I can come anywhere I want to. I can come to Texas. But for what? Come to Ohio. Do something positive in your community. Yeah, do something positive in your community. You in Texas. That's a big place full of crime. Matter of fact, take that energy over there to what's the man that's been robbing his own people down there in Texas that y'all so scared of? No, you disrespected me, called me a liar. I didn't disrespect you. Thank you, sir. And I'm an old man. Obviously, you must don't follow what I do on this page, or you wouldn't be talking crazy. Have some respect. I'm not a blogger. I just get on live and talk. If you come out here, I'm gonna see you. Okay, whatever, man. You want to threaten me? You first come on my channel, call me a liar, and then now you want to threaten violence to me because I'm telling you, hey, have a good one. Bye-bye. Look my family up while you down there. Fifth Ward. That's where my family's from. And the stuff you do, that's gonna send you to prison. And they got some big prison, good prisons down there in Texas too. The fool in you, that's sad. And this is what I'll be talking about. See, when you get people that come on your channels that talk crazy, you get a person come on and disrespect you, you respond, then you wrong. No, I'm never wrong for standing up for what I believe in. Yeah, okay. Well, you go ahead. Yeah, thank you. Buy Fifth Ward. That's crazy. Don't come to Texas. That's what I'm talking about. See, people get incited with stupid stuff. Why would you come on someone's channel? Yeah, why would you come on someone's channel, call them a liar, and then you say my people from there, and then that go from you banned from Houston? How you gonna ban me? I ain't no celebrity. I ain't from Texas. I'm from Ohio. My people don't listen. So I'm talking about. So obviously something wrong with that young man. He needs some help. That's what I be talking about. See, we got to speak up, and you got to quit being quiet and allowing folks to get you distracted. You know what I mean? You just speak. But what I was saying was the content stuff. That's all a hustle, and most of the content you buying is not recent content of the person you're getting it from, unless it's live content like FaceTime. You're not getting the pictures that you get. You pay them 20 and they send you this menu. Man, I know all the game. They send you the menu, you buy the content, you do all this crazy shit. And then if you do a meetup or a sneaky link or whatever, the person on that content you've been buying look totally different. The person you seeing, they thick as hell. They got big titties. Their titties is firm, nipples perky as hell. Some squirt milk, all kind of wild shit. Then when you see them in person, they about 100 pounds lighter. Ain't that wild? You know what I mean? Yeah, no. We was talking, somebody said, I saw Fifth Ward. Somebody said Missouri City. I said, Missouri City? I said, my daddy from Missouri City. This guy said Fifth Ward Blue or something, come talking about, you a lie. I said, how you gonna call me a liar? I started naming my family out. He told me call my people. That's not what this is. So, no. Yeah, so I don't know who that is. He came here talking real crazy. I don't know what he was talking about. Now, he need to watch his mouth. He came here. I told him my people was from Texas, my family, my dad, my uncles. This guy's disrespectful. So I don't know who he had you come on here for. That's crazy. He came on here calling me a liar. You can't come on my channel disrespecting me, and I'm not going to respond. So you can't tell me to watch my mouth on my channel because I didn't do nothing wrong. He came in and called me a liar. Popped in my chat, called me a liar. Read the chat line. Well, I don't care. He need to have some respect. This is my channel. He came here and called me a liar. My whole family's from Texas on my daddy's side. You know what I mean? So it don't make no difference. That's just crazy to me. How can you come on somebody's channel and disrespect them and then tell me to watch my mouth on my channel? That makes sense? Then I showed him a picture of my daddy, and he's gonna tell me that it ain't my dad and I'm a liar. So take that back where I don't know. I don't get that. I never did understand that these young folks, they talk, I told y'all earlier, impulse, discipline. Who just goes off crash out mode because someone said they people from Texas? That just proves the narrative of what I be talking about. So how is it that when people speak the truth, right? Especially black folks. You got black folks that go out here and talk all this crazy stuff and then got the audacity to threaten you. Like that's supposed to make me shake. You know what I mean? See, that's the difference between these time activists and people like me. I'm giving you positive information and you want to threaten me, tell me I'm banned from somewhere. What kind of juice you really got? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? But you'll give a pass to the government, right? That's passing all this weird ass legislation on your people. But you want to threaten somebody that's on a free nonprofit page because somebody's feelings got hurt. Then you want to call the whole family. That's how confusion starts. You get somebody that watch a live, be high and drunk, and then they get on the airway and call their whole damn family because of what? Because that person had the nerve to get on and be disrespectful. That's crazy to me. How can you just come out of nowhere and just say you a liar, a person respond, and then they try to ban you from somewhere that you don't even go to? When I do go to the Texas area, I go to Shepherd. That's where my granddaddy and my grandmama's property was, where our family reunions used to be on Father's Day weekend. So I don't know where all the threats come from. That's probably something y'all not comprehending that I said. I know I didn't say nothing, so I ain't really worried about it. But again, I got people all through Texas. I don't think that's anything threatening about that. Is that something to ban somebody for? Y'all probably, no. What I said was, where he probably got offended, I said, why don't you go take that energy to Jay Prince? He the one out there killing folks and setting folks up in Texas. Why you want to mess somebody in Ohio? They ain't even talking about Texas. All I saw was Fifth Ward and said, I got people from there. So another black man is on his live giving out positive information and you get threatened. That's crazy to me. But y'all go ahead. That fellow lets me know y'all convicts. You must be a convict. If you're talking like that, I'm not a criminal. I'm not criminal minded. So it don't make no difference to me what you say. And all you got to do is follow my page. My information's there. You can find me, and if y'all want to touch me for telling the truth, then, I'm in Ohio. Matter of fact, I'm in Galloway, Ohio. Just find somebody come bring and kill me. It don't make no difference. I'm not going to keep my mouth shut and address you when you come on my channel and disrespect me. I'm not going to do that. Appreciate your time. Well, hey, listen, we wasn't even talking about no gangster shit. So you stay where you at. I made a comment. I got family there. And that was positive. Y'all coming with threats. So I don't have to quit talking about Houston. I got family in Houston. My grandparents from Shepherd. I don't quit talking about Texas. I got an uncle that pastor right there in Rose Terrace in Dallas. Thank you so much. So I don't got to keep nothing out of my mouth. If I'm not saying nothing negative about your state, I got people from there. Why am I going to say something negative for? This ain't no gang banging site. All right. What do we say crazy about Texas? We all from Texas. What did I say crazy about Texas with my people? Somebody from Texas called me a liar. They got it on the end of a chat. We was talking about something, making an analogy. We wasn't talking negative about Texas. Somebody threatened my life because I said called me a liar and told me to call my people. My daddy ain't no gangbanger. Yeah. Well, maybe y'all needed to get off my page. Yeah. Do something positive like I'm doing. I'm not, and I'm an OG. I'm not a gangster. Yeah. Get some discipline, man. All that impulsive shit, that shit don't, hey, I'm not intimidated by that. I'm a Mason, not a murderer. You know what I mean? Yeah. Matter of fact, take that energy to Donald Trump, them politicians down there in Texas. Leave me alone, because what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with nothing negative. Not on this channel, we don't do it. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, we're going to move on. We were talking about Achans. And it's people like that that cause Joshua to lose battles. You know what I mean? And that's what's wrong with our people. That's just what's wrong with our people. We sit there and we talk crazy. And we fight one another over stuff that don't make no goddamn sense. But you'll let a white man lynch you, rob you of your education, that's crazy to me. But that's what we do. We just Black History Month. Now we in St. Patrick's Day month. I got to think of a good topic for tomorrow. But that just sparked something in me. It just sparked something up in me. And this is why a lot of our politicians do what they do. This is just why. As a matter of fact, I was just watching a special about systematic black on black crime. Yep. And most of the civil rights towns that had been assassinated, they weren't assassinated because they were speaking up for civil rights. They was assassinated because they had one foot in the street and one foot out bamboozling and hoodwinking the community. And that's what's wrong with us. I'm gonna end with that. It's like I touched a nerve with some people, and for whatever reason. But we black folks gotta wake the fuck up. This is a prime example of what happens amongst black folks and cultural divides amongst our own people. This is a prime example. Hey, listen, every time I go live, I prove you right. I prove the narrative. You could be talking about something, somebody come in on the tail end, catch something. All you got to do is rewind it from the beginning, play it from the beginning. I'm going to post it in a minute. Let me get off here so I can post it, because I want people to see. This is why we really started getting a little emotional on our channel, is because it's all factual. It's all factual. And we fall for it. We get entertained off that. What I tell you, the government has systematically put everybody in a situation where everybody on high alert. The government is systematically crippling communities, people on high alert, they're losing money. And unless you're in the equation of that corruption, then you don't get no leeway. So that does what? It causes people to be nervous and not speak up. And then what we do, we start victimizing our own communities. And then we think that's a flex. I'm gonna post this because I love facts. I love dealing with facts. I don't like dealing with, hearsay. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that. So I've been on here an hour. I'm usually on here 20 minutes. So hope you take this information today, the part 1, 2, and the end of that. and get that together, because I want you to I like dealing with facts, and then, I would hope and pray that people would have maturity enough to come back and give me a apology in my comments for that rude outburst uh, that I received this evening. I want you to, rewind that from the beginning and, you know, see where you digressed at. And I'm expecting an apology on this channel. You know, the young man that came out here talking crazy, I'm expecting that. And I want that like ASAP after you comprehend what was said on my live tonight. And I'm going to end with that. I gave you an hour and 25 going live. And the people that banned me from Texas, watch the live, and then I expect an apology from you. If you're a man like you say you are, I'm demanding an apology from you. Thank you. Take care of yourself and each other. My name is Brother D Fam. That's who the hell I am. Take care of yourself and each other. I'm going to be posting this in about 30 seconds. Watch this from the part one. This is 2 and 3, and a little bit of mix of what we were talking about earlier, and we'll go from there. And then when you do what you're supposed to do, you won't have nothing to be ashamed or to complain about. Speak up or shut up. Take care of yourself. Don't be Achan. You're making sacrifices.